Alrighty, so the raw pages for Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 238 just dropped, and Kashimo has already lost the fight against Sukuna. So in the previous chapter, Kashimo started using his curse technique against a much more weakened version of Sukuna after fighting Gojo, and at the end of the chapter, Sukuna reverted to his four-armed form. Now in this chapter, it's essentially an utter beatdown. There is some close hand-to-hand combat between Kashimo and Sukuna, with them exchanging some blows. Kashimo here is taking all the damage, though Sukuna seemingly is unscathed and pretty much having a really easy time. The fight is almost entirely one-sided, and eventually, right before Sukuna unleashes his final attack, which literally looks like a waffle, he uses all of his slashes and it looks like it takes the form of a waffle, all of them combining. So the Kashimo waffled memes have already begun. The two of them have a discussion in that spiritual like realm that we see a lot, such as with Gojo on his deathbed, and now Kashimo. It's just essentially Kashimo getting the answers from Sukuna metaphorically that the fight itself is showing, but this is obviously Kashimo's vision of what's happening as well as Sukuna's essence. We don't actually have the translations out yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here, since in the previous chapter, Kashimo is rushing in and kind of questioning Sukuna on what it means to be strong and how he felt, if he felt any empathy towards weak people, etc. So I think here Kashimo is getting his answers, and he seemingly looks satisfied as it slowly fades, and then we see Sukuna's final attack. Now, I'm not sure whether or not Kashimo actually dies here. I think he does, but nonetheless, his curse technique was already destroying him, so I think it is implied that he has died here. We'll see when the translations come out if it's any clearer, but right at the end of the chapter, something really surprising happens. Jumping in next into the fight is Itadori Yuji, of course, our main character, back in the fray, and something I want to point out here is that he looks like he has his clawed hands like he would have when he was taken over by Sukuna, so I don't know if he ate maybe Sukuna's last finger is a theory. I'm not quite sure, but again, we'll see coming up. Also showing up here is someone from the Culling games, Hiraguma, and he's really cool. His whole thing is that he was a lawyer, and his curse technique is that judge, and I think it's going to be really cool, so he's going to put Sukuna on trial here, I'm assuming. So yeah, pretty cool chapter. A lot of the action visually was pretty hard to make out in the raw scans, just a lot of like blurriness, honestly, and just Sukuna beating on Kashimo trying his best with some lightning attacks. Pretty disappointed it's already over for him, but I guess they're really just trying to show how far ahead Sukuna is, and how impressive it was that Gojo lasted and did as well as he did against him. But yeah, that's it for this chapter. Comment your thoughts on it, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.